The science of fueling your ride. Essential cycling nutrition strategies. Cycling is not only an excellent form of exercise but also a demanding sport that requires precise nutritional strategies to maximize performance and recovery. Whether you're training for a century ride or simply enjoying weekend group rides, understanding how nutrition impacts your energy levels, endurance, and overall health can make all the difference in achieving your goals. Proper cycling nutrition involves careful planning around carbohydrate intake, hydration, electrolyte balance, and post-ride recovery. These elements work together to ensure optimal physical function during long hours in the saddle while supporting muscle repair and immune system strength after intense efforts. Fueling before the ride. Pre-ride nutrition fundamentals. What you eat before a ride significantly affects your energy availability and ability to sustain power output over time. The goal is to consume foods that provide sustained energy without causing gastrointestinal distress. Aim for meals containing complex carbohydrates combined with moderate protein and healthy fats at least 2 hours prior to riding. This combination helps maintain stable blood sugar levels throughout your activity. Carbohydrate sources. Whole grains, fruits, and legumes offer slow-digesting carbs ideal for pre-ride fueling. Hydration basics. Drink water regularly leading up to your ride rather than waiting until thirst sets in for shorter rides under 90 minutes. A light snack such as banana with peanut butter or yogurt provides quick energy without heavy digestion. Longer events require more strategic meal timing. Experiment with different food combinations during training sessions to identify what works best for your individual physiology. Everyone's digestive tolerance varies when it comes to pre-ride nutrition. Maintaining energy during long rides. Mid-ride fueling tactics during extended cycling sessions lasting more than 60 minutes. Maintaining steady glycogen stores becomes crucial. Depletion leads to fatigue, reduced coordination, and impaired decision-making abilities. Consume easily digestible carbohydrates every 30 to 45 minutes to replenish energy used by muscles. Sports gels, chews, and isotonic drinks are popular choices among professional cyclists for their convenience and effectiveness. Monitor your body's response to various fuels through trial and error during training rides. Some riders find solid foods easier to stomach than liquid options, depending on personal preferences. Stay hydrated consistently throughout the ride even when not feeling thirsty. Sweat rates vary based on weather conditions, intensity level, and individual physiology. Electrolyte supplementation becomes necessary beyond 60-minute workouts to prevent cramping and maintain fluid balance within cells. Sodium chloride solutions help retain fluids better than plain water alone. Recovery nutrition. Refueling after every ride. Post-exercise recovery window refers to the critical period following any workout where nutrient absorption reaches peak efficiency. Proper refueling supports muscle rebuilding processes initiated by physical stress from pedaling. Within 30 minutes after finishing a ride, consume a mix of carbohydrates and proteins to initiate muscle repair mechanisms effectively. This golden hour concept applies particularly well to high-intensity interval training sessions. Choose whole food sources whenever possible instead of relying solely on processed supplements. Chocolate milk, Greek yogurt mixed with berries, or smoothies made with frozen fruit and whey isolate powder represent nutritious post-ride options. If unable to eat right away due to travel constraints or schedule conflicts, consider portable alternatives like protein bars formulated specifically for athletes' needs. Always check ingredient lists carefully for unnecessary additives. Nutrient timing. Strategic scheduling for optimal performance. Understanding how nutrients interact with our bodies across different times of day enables us to structure diets accordingly for enhanced athletic results. Meal spacing plays significant roles both before and after exercising. Breakfast should ideally contain a balance between fiber-rich vegetables alongside lean protein sources along with some healthy fats. This foundation sets appropriate metabolic rhythms for subsequent activities planned later in the day. Lunchtime meals benefit greatly from incorporating legumes which naturally pair well with grain-based products, forming complete proteins suitable even for vegetarian cyclists seeking adequate amino acid profiles. Dinner deserves special attention regarding portion sizes relative to daily caloric expenditure levels. Lean meats paired with colorful non-starchy vegetable medleys create satisfying yet balanced plates conducive towards restful sleep patterns too. Customizing diets based on riding goals. Cyclists aiming toward weight loss objectives must approach macronutrient distribution differently compared those focusing purely on building muscular endurance capabilities. Adjustments need reflecting these divergent priorities accurately. Weight management strategies typically emphasize higher protein intakes alongside controlled carbohydrate consumption schedules designed around actual energy expenditures incurred through regular biking routines. In contrast, individuals preparing for multi-day stage races often increase total kilocalorie counts substantially above maintenance values so they can adequately replace losses experienced during prolonged exertion phases. Consultation with registered dietitians specializing in sports medicine offers personalized guidance tailored precisely according to each rider's unique physiological characteristics, including age ranges, gender identities, and specific event requirements. Vegan and vegetarian cyclist considerations. Cyclists following plant-based dietary restrictions face distinct challenges related primarily to obtaining sufficient quantities of certain micronutrients essential for sustaining robust performances, especially over longer duration events. B12 deficiency represents one particular concern requiring either fortified food items or supplementary measures taken regularly since natural dietary sources remain limited exclusively within animal-derived products category. Iron status monitoring proves equally vital given heme iron found predominantly inside red meat contributes uniquely towards improved bioavailability rates versus non-heme counterparts originating mainly from plants. Zinc absorption efficiencies tend lower amongst vegetarians, necessitating conscious inclusion of beans, nuts, seeds, and whole grains known inherently rich supplies thereof naturally occurring within them. Sufficient omega-3 fatty acids intake demands thoughtful selection involving flax seeds, walnuts, hemp hearts, or algae oil capsules representing viable substitutes available commercially today. Hydration essentials beyond water intake while drinking plenty of clean fresh water remains fundamental aspect affecting hydration states globally. Modern scientific research highlights additional factors influencing effective bodily functions relating closely tied with physical activity levels involved in cycling pursuits. Recognize sweat rate variability stemming from genetic predispositions coupled environmental variables impacting evaporation dynamics occurring externally while simultaneously regulating internal thermoregulatory systems internally. Monitoring urine color serves useful indicator measuring current hydration statuses conveniently accessible anytime anywhere allowing timely interventions preventing dehydration risks altogether. Consider using commercial hydration beverages containing sodium chloride solutions whenever anticipating substantial perspiration volumes expected during hot humid weather conditions prevailing outdoors frequently encountered throughout summer months annually. Evaluate individual salt tolerances cautiously because excessive sodium consumption could potentially trigger adverse cardiovascular consequences, particularly problematic concerning people suffering hypertension issues already diagnosed previously. Supplements worth considering for cyclists. Though whole foods constitute primary source providing majority required nutrients, targeted supplementation sometimes beneficial enhancing performance outcomes safely achievable without compromising general wellness standards maintained otherwise. Multivitamin complexes covering broad-spectrum deficiencies commonly recommended unless medical examinations reveal specific gaps needing focused correction via isolated formulations addressing singular inadequacies identified explicitly. Creatine monohydrate emerges prominent supplement shown scientifically increasing phosphocreatine reserves facilitating rapid ATP regeneration cycles aiding explosive movements demanded frequently during sprints, hill climbs, etc. Omega-3 fish oils assist reducing inflammation responses triggered post-intensive workouts promoting quicker tissue healing processes accelerating return periods back full training regimens seamlessly afterward. Protein powders serve practical solution meeting elevated amino acid demands exceeding usual dietary provisions especially helpful recovering from intense efforts requiring immediate nitrogenous compound supply replenishment efficiently. accomplished utilizing shakes consumed promptly post-exertion episodes. Common mistakes in cycling nutrition. Many cyclists overlook the importance of consistent meal timing, leading to fluctuating energy levels that affect performance consistency. Skipping breakfast or delaying post-workout nourishment can hinder muscle recovery processes significantly. Relying excessively on fast-acting sugars before rides might initially boost energy but ultimately result in crashes mid-ride due to rapid glucose depletion followed by reactive hypoglycemia symptoms manifesting thereafter. Overlooking hydration needs entirely during cooler seasons creates risk exposure scenarios where subtle signs indicating early stages of dehydration go unnoticed until reaching dangerous thresholds, dangerously close emergency situations requiring intervention immediately. Ignoring calcium intake requirements negatively impacts bone density development, particularly relevant female athletes prone osteoporosis risks developing prematurely absent adequate mineral provision maintained consistently over time. Consuming insufficient amounts of potassium poses another challenge, impairing neuromuscular transmission capabilities crucial coordinating intricate movement sequences executed simultaneously, pedaling shifting gears, maintaining posture stability simultaneously. Building sustainable eating habits around training cycles create structured eating plans aligned perfectly matching weekly training calendars, ensuring sufficient caloric intakes delivered appropriately timed intervals coinciding precisely with scheduled workouts incorporated routinely within routine schedules established beforehand. Track progress through journaling experiences, noting changes observed physically, mentally, emotionally resulting from implemented adjustments applied systematically gradually over extended durations spanning several months, continuously monitored, periodically reassessing effectiveness achieved thus far. Engage local communities, offering support networks comprised fellow cyclists sharing knowledge resources, encouraging positive reinforcement, celebrating milestones reached collectively, strengthening bonds formed through mutual encouragement, shared experiences gained, participating together, pursuing common interests passionately, embraced enthusiastically. Attend workshops, seminars hosted locally featuring expert speakers discussing latest advancements, continually evolving field, keeping informed, staying updated, adapting practices accordingly, remaining competitive, thriving amidst ever-changing landscape. Defined constantly, innovation-driven progress. Collaborate with healthcare professionals, regularly scheduling appointments, reviewing overall wellness status, assessing potential vulnerabilities, identifying areas needing improvement, implementing corrective actions, proactively safeguarding long-term viability, future endeavors pursued relentlessly, dedicated, fully, commitment demonstrated visibly, clearly, evident through actions taken consistently, reliably, predictably, measured, objectively, verifiably, documented, thoroughly, comprehensively. Conclusion: cycling nutrition is a dynamic component of successful training and racing that requires ongoing education and adaptation to changing circumstances. By prioritizing balanced meals, smart fueling strategies, and attentive recovery protocols, cyclists can unlock their full potential on the road and trail. Implementing these principles doesn't mean perfection, it means making smarter choices consistently. Small improvements in nutrition habits lead to measurable gains in performance, endurance, and enjoyment of the sport we love so dearly.